Welcome to Drawn to Crime, where real mysteries unfold through animation. I'm going to tell you about a killer who did something most criminals never do. He reached out. He wrote letters. He mailed ciphers. He called newspapers directly and said, "I did this. Catch me if you can." And then, nobody caught him. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. One of the most investigated, most obsessed over cold cases in American history, and as of right now, still officially unsolved. Let's get into it. December 20th, 1968, Lake Herman Road, Berryessa, California. It's a Friday night. Betty Lou Jensen is 16 years old. Her boyfriend, David Faraday, is 17. They're parked on a quiet road, the kind of spot teenagers have used forever. At some point that night, someone pulls up alongside their car. David is shot once in the head. Betty Lou makes a run for it. She doesn't make it far. Both are dead before midnight. No witnesses, no motive, no suspect. Investigators are baffled. This doesn't look like a robbery. Nothing is taken. It feels deliberate. Personal. But there's no apparent connection between the victims and anyone who might want to hurt them. The case goes cold almost immediately. But the killer isn't done. July 4th, 1969, Blue Rock Springs Park, Vallejo, just a few miles from the first attack. Darlene Farron, 22, and Mike Mageau, 19, are sitting in a parked car. It's late. A car pulls up, sits for a moment, then drives away. They relax. Then it comes back. A man approaches their window with a flashlight and opens fire. Darlene is killed. Mike is shot multiple times but survives. And here's where things get significant, because Mike Mageau can now describe the attacker. Heavy-set white male, brown, curly hair, about 5 feet 8 inches, round face, wore glasses. That description goes into a file. Investigators don't know it yet, but they're going to be hearing about this killer again very soon. August 1st, 1969. 3 newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald, each receive a letter. Same handwriting, same content. Each contains exactly 1/3 of a 408-symbol cipher. The letters claim responsibility for both attacks. They demand the papers print the cipher on the front page, or the author promises to go on a killing spree over the weekend. The papers publish. In a follow-up letter, the writer gives himself a name for the first time. This is the Zodiac speaking. Just like that, a killer has a brand. Now, the cipher. Investigators can't crack it. The FBI can't crack it. But within 8 days, a high school teacher named Donald Harden and his wife Betty sit down at their kitchen table and solve it. The message reads in part, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest." He misspells forest. He's taunting police with a grammatical error. No name, no location, nothing that leads anywhere. But there's a second cipher in that original batch, the Z13. 13 symbols, never solved. The Zodiac claimed it contained his identity. We still don't know what it says. September 27th, 1969. Lake Berryessa, Napa County. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard are students at Pacific Union College. They're having a picnic on the lakeshore on a warm Saturday afternoon. A man approaches them wearing a hood. Not a ski mask, a hood. Black, square, almost medieval looking, with the Zodiac crosshair symbol sewn onto the chest in white. He tells them he's an escaped convict. He needs their car and their money. He ties them both up. Then he pulls out a knife. He stabs Cecilia 12 times. He stabs Brian 6 times. Then he calmly walks to their car and writes on the door with a felt-tip pen the dates of all 3 attack locations with the words, "by knife." He calls police himself afterward, from a payphone, to report the attack he just committed. Cecilia Shepard dies 2 days later. Brian Hartnell survives.
He becomes one of the only people ever to have a face-to-face conversation with the Zodiac and live to describe it.
October 11th, 1969, San Francisco. Paul Stein is a 29-year-old cab driver and grad student. He picks up a fare in Union Square. The passenger directs him to Washington and Cherry Street in Presidio Heights, and then shoots him once in the head. What happens next is astonishing. Two young witnesses see the attack from a window across the street. They call police. Officers respond and actually encounter a man matching the description just blocks from the scene. They're told on the radio they're looking for a black suspect. The man they've stopped is white. They let him go. The description later matches eyewitness accounts of the Zodiac exactly. Police believe they may have stopped and released the Zodiac Killer that night. A few days later, a letter arrives at the San Francisco Chronicle. Inside, a piece of Paul Stein's blood-stained shirt. Proof of concept. I was there. You had me. You let me go. Over the next 5 years, the Zodiac sends more than 20 letters to newspapers and police. He claims his kill count is rising. At one point, he says 37. Investigators believe the true confirmed number is 5, with 2 survivors. But they can't rule out other victims. He sends a cipher to attorney Melvin Belli on television. He threatens to attack a school bus. He taunts investigators constantly, but he also starts to disappear. The last letter most investigators consider credible arrives in 1974. After that, silence. No arrest. No deathbed confession. No definitive identification. Just gone. In November 1969, the Zodiac mailed a 340-symbol cipher, the Z340. Investigators, codebreakers, and amateur cryptographers spent decades trying to crack it. For 51 years, it defeated everyone. Then, in December 2020, a team of 3 amateur sleuths, David Oranchak, Sam Blake, and Jarl Van Eyck, cracked it using a specialized cipher-solving algorithm. The decoded message read, in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise." He misspells paradise. Still no name. Still no location. After 51 years of trying, the cipher told investigators almost nothing new. Over the decades, investigators have seriously considered several suspects. Arthur Lee Allen, the most famous. A convicted sex offender who lived in Vallejo. He matched the physical description. He'd told a friend about hunting humans before the murders. He owned a Zodiac brand watch with the crosshair symbol. But his DNA didn't match the profile extracted from envelopes. He died in 1992, never charged. Lawrence Kane, a man who knew Darlene Ferrin and had phone records linking him to the Zodiac's victims in suspicious patterns. Still considered a credible suspect by some investigators. Richard Gaikowski, a journalist who some believe can be heard on a recorded Zodiac phone call, disputed heavily. In 2018, a team of investigators using genetic genealogy, the same technique that caught the Golden State Killer, announced they were closing in on a suspect. But no arrest has ever followed. The DNA profile extracted from stamps and envelope seals remains the strongest physical evidence in the case. It's never matched anyone. Here's what I keep coming back to with this case. The Zodiac wanted to be known. He needed the world to be watching. And in some twisted way, he got exactly what he wanted. Documentaries, films, thousands of amateur investigators, an entire podcast ecosystem. He is one of the most famous criminals in American history, and we still don't know who he is. The case is technically still open. The San Francisco Police Department has never closed it. Somewhere, there may be a family member who knows. There may be someone carrying a secret they've held for 55 years. Or maybe not. Maybe the Zodiac simply got away with it. If you want to go deeper on this one, the suspects, the ciphers, the families of the victims, let me know in the comments. This case has layers we haven't even touched. And if you're new here, welcome to Drawn to Crime. Subscribe because we do this every week. I'll see you in the next one.